So famous mellow hoe. Hell yeah, so second day of August. And energies is basically going on right now. It's a little cusp of Cancer and Leo. This is kind of like my return and my solar and lunar return. Basically, Mercury too. It's like all my energy right here. So Sun, Leo, Moon, cusp, Cancer and Leo, and Mercury and Virgo, pretty much. And so our power of influence from going from yesterday to today pretty much would be in our fun and expression, what we're wanting to be seen as right now, or I guess you could say taking actions in would be in whatever house you have Leo in, and the power to influence taking actions in the way that we like to express ourselves with our fun and entertainment, the way we get pleasure out of what we have fun with, and what we way that we like to express ourselves. You know, the way that we're going about that is like in a way that we can value and appreciate for the fact of the matter that we are expressing ourselves and doing what we have built up as our character, as far as leading up from the beginning of Aries season to now. And so whatever character we built, that's kind of like what we're expressing right now, with our love, values, appreciation, what we're taking action in, and what we're making an emotional connection to, and in that, or how we're making an emotional connection to in what we like to express. Coming from what we emotionally were connecting in our private of our family, we're coming from that, transforming to what we connect with and can express emotionally, as far as what how we're connected to our character, and also the power of influence to be transforming our way that we go about pain and suffering, basically into healing and our spiritual path, and what we are personally invested into and interested in, and where we put our personal values in. Power of influence as well to gain mental structure and stability in the way we go about building on our dreams, and the way that we expressing our dreams, imaginations, faith, beliefs, delusions, or whatever the case may be that you feel is something that's hidden or something that's real deep and subconscious, as far as patterns of your dreams and imaginations, faiths, beliefs, and delusions, and also power of influence to take action and be passionate, motivated, expand, and gain experiences, knowledge, and wisdom from your immediate environment, surroundings, friend, group, or any close family, like cousins, siblings and stuff of that nature, brothers, sisters as well. And you also have, I think that's it, power of influence to express what you're comfortable and secure and what makes you feel stable, what you desire, may fear, or are embarrassed about in a relatable and in your relationships, make it have the power to influence relating that in your relationships as well. So like we're transforming a lot right now, like the stars are aligning, basically, like from what we're relating to our associations. So from Aquarius to Libra, we got all placements in that sign right now. We'll go into coming from the cusp of Cancer to Leo, leading all the way from Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and Libra. So like we're associating, what we're taking power and control with our associations with, is leading us to our desires and expressing that, relating, being able to relate that, being able to feel comfortable in taking action and relating those fears or desires or whatever the case may be that we might be embarrassed about or something like that, so that we can better go throughout having our relationships grow and how we're seen in the public eye. And we're transforming from our vibe of transformation from what we are taking power control in our associates in the public eye is going to be in our dreams, imaginations, faith, beliefs, and delusions, as far as how we build and see the reality of building on them, express them, and create and make be known that this is how we're transforming our associations, and how we're transforming the vibe of our dreams and faith, beliefs, imaginations, delusions, is going to be in our Aries house, with how we're transforming our pain and suffering into healing and growth, and taking that to our spiritual path, where we're personally invested into and interested in, and taking that vibe to be transformed into what we're unique, individual, and original about in our values, and how we're changing and developing, building on our self-esteem with that, our value in what we come from our internal world, to show as a self-esteem as that's our value. So to become an individual and what we're being valuing, and what we're not relating, but what we're building our self-esteem upon, is going to be in how we're trying to be an individual, and be original with that, creating that space to be transformed from our personal interest, and creating the vibe of a transformation from our way that we're being our values as an individual, way that we're building on our values as an individual, and being original is in our friends and group and environment, our immediate surroundings, and how we're taking action, and we're being passionate and motivated about that, and and what we're expanding on our experiences is in that transformation of our surroundings, and from what we value, we're transforming our value in our surroundings, and how we're passionately motivated in taking that action, and expanding our experiences and knowledge and wisdom, and in doing so, and transforming our surroundings and environment to cusping the right now, which is about to go all the way into the Leo moon, but Cancer moon, Cancer Leo moon, and how we feel comfortable and create emotional connection with our family, and privacy, home, domestic matters, and things of that nature, and what we emotionally connect to, transforming our surroundings, our family and home life, what we emotionally connect to, is going to be being transformed by what we're being seen as, and how we're taking action as far as how our character is coming off, or how we're expressing our character with what we love and appreciate, and value with our expression of character, as well as connecting, because since moon's cusp Leo, connecting with our character, and how we're creating an emotional connection with our character, and how we're expressing it, which will be being transformed by what we're analyzing, communicating on, as far as our work, daily routines, health patterns, which is about to go retrograde back into Leo, of our expression of our character, which Mercury is gonna be being retrograde probably tomorrow, I think. Going to retrograde, I think, like tomorrow, since the day after tomorrow, on the 4th, today's the 2nd. So, what we're transforming from what we're analyzing in our communicating and in our work and health routines and patterns, is in our relationships, and the way we're relating, with how we feel comfortable, safe, and secure within our desires and fears and our embarrassments, and transforming the way we analyze and communicate our health routines and work patterns and stuff like that, with how we're going to be relating that, transforming that from how we're relating our desires or what we feel comfortable with and things of that nature. So our sextiles, what we're creating our frequency around is gonna be from what we're taking power control over in our public arena, associations and associates with our creation of what we're pushing out, the frequency of from with creating that. In Aries, our healing ability to transform pain and suffering into growth, our spiritual path, and what we're personally interested in, value and personal interests and personal affairs, and what will we create in that is going to be through the frequency of our associations and associates, and how we're seen in the public arena, and how we take power and transform or take control in that area. What is being created from our frequency of what we're personally interested in is going to be how we take action and are passionate and motivated and gain experiences, expand experiences, wisdom and knowledge in our media environment, our friend group, community, siblings, could be, you know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, and the way we communicate from our frequency of what we're personally interested in, passionate about, with how our ability to heal and transform pain and suffering into a growth substance and a spiritual pathway that we can express that frequency in a healthy way would be through our environment and our surroundings, through what we're expanding in our motivations and passions. So what we're gonna be creating a frequency of off of that, bouncing off of that environment would be our character. So that's gonna be the way that we're being seen, the way that we're taking actions and love and appreciate and value, and create an emotional connection with how we are expressing our character from the frequency of our environment and our surroundings, and creating a frequency bouncing off of that way that we express ourselves, to the way that we relate in our relationships, how we relate in our relationships with our desires, embarrassments, or what we may fear or want to control but can't, and what we might feel comfortable with or feel as if we're safe or secure within our relationships and where we're relating, creating that frequency from our character. And did I skip over any? Oh yeah. What we're creating our frequency of, what we're building our reality of, and what we're expressing how we're expressing our dreams, and face beliefs and delusions with our dreams, and face beliefs and delusions is going to be being created in from off the frequency. I know, yeah, that frequency is going to be created in the way we're being individual about how we're going about our values and what we appreciate, as far as what builds our self-esteem, what makes us secure. I mean, what makes us build stability as far as our personal finances and foundation, with how we're being an individual and building that originality of making that a value, and making that a value, and was being created from that frequency of our dreams. So okay, and what's being created bouncing off of that is from the cusp moon going into Leo, Cancer, what we create our emotional connection around in our private, where we have our home or family, our subconscious patterns and what we emotionally connect to. That's what we're going to be creating that frequency off of our values, and as being an individual and original, and how we building our self-esteem in that way. Even though Uranus kind of like falls in Taurus, this is why we're going through building a way of having a value and being unique and original about that value, building on that value, because that's change, and the planet of change and rebellion. We're trying to, you see what I'm saying, with our finances may be all over the place and stuff of that nature, we're still building that self-esteem and character of what we're how we're squaring that our emotional reflection of what we build our character, where we're building our character from. How Taurus and Leo square each other right there. That's like with the kind of like how it's expressing itself, and in our associations from squaring the Pluto, Aquarius. So yeah, and then it's pretty much, I think, it for the frequency of what we're creating. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's from what we're building that self-esteem off of is going to be being created. Our frequency of that is going to be being created by what we emotionally connected to with our family and our home and our private area of life. So, going to the squares, or what we're emotionally reflecting on, we reflecting on how we take power and control in our associations, associates, in our public arena, through emotionally reflecting that in our values and way that we're building on our self-esteem. We're bouncing off of that, reflecting our character through how we're being unique and from how we're being unique and individual, and how we're building our values and self-esteem as far as what gives us stability and security, and our finances and our gifts, talents, and abilities. It's going to be seen and taking action and valuing and loving and appreciating and building, creating an emotional connection around our expression of our character. What our dreams and our imaginations, fantasies, faiths, and delusions is going to be being emotionally reflective emotionally reflected through is what we have going on in our surroundings and our environment. So in our friend group, what we may communicate with and have, deal with our siblings, how we deal with our siblings or cousins or friends. I think I already said that, but from our dreams, imaginations, faiths, beliefs, and delusions, and how we build on the reality of that and express that. It's going to be emotionally reflected through our surroundings, environment, and friends, family, cousins, brothers, and how we communicate. And what we're bouncing off of that, emotionally reflecting that too, is through how we're working and our routines, health, and our work routines, health patterns, and way that we go about analyzing those things and communicating it. So, and as well as what we're personally interested in and invested in, and our personal affairs, our and our personal way of going about feeling, or no, not feeling, but expressing how we can heal and grow from what we may have been wounded in our personal interests or in our personal life, and going on a spiritual path of taking that, transmuting that personal interest into something that we can express and help others maybe in their personal life. And we're emotionally reflecting that through cusp, Cancer, Leo moon, how we connect and create emotional connection with our family, family, and our private life, where we may have domestic issues around, or what we are connecting with in our subconscious patternistic ways that we connect with our emotions, pretty much bouncing that reflection off of Libra and Lilith and the South Node, how we take them desires, fears, and embarrassments, or how we feel comfortable and relate, and not relate, how we feel comfortable and secure within them and relate them, is what we're going to be emotionally reflecting from, what we create an emotional connection to. And yeah, it's pretty much it for the squares. Trines, it's gonna be like of our solar expression through Aries and what we Chiron and North Node, how we're taking that interest, personal interest and values, and transforming our way that we see pain and suffering into growth, and going on our spiritual path about that is going to be being expressed through our actions and way we see and way of being seen, and how we express our character and the way we love, value, and appreciate, and create an emotional connection with that. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius trying each other. So Gemini being the solar expression of Aquarius, and how we are taking our power and control and our association, the way we associate, is going to be being an expression, a way of what we're